Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Calmsden Farm here in Farming Simulator 22 with me, CWATTY. It is a monumental day today, because as I sit down to record this lovely episode of the series, I firstly want to say a big thank you to everyone who has helped the channel reach 1,000 subscribers this week. Huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. Massive for me to think that 1,000 people have resubscribed to the channel after the whole apocalypse drama a number of years ago, where YouTube seemingly overnight unsubscribed everybody from my channel and basically killed it. And most people at that point probably would have given up on YouTube and would have gone, yeah, I'm not you know, you've unsubscribed everyone from my channel. You've literally killed it. There's nothing I can do at this point beyond, you know, start a new channel and try again. However, I decided to keep going with my channel and try different content. And eventually we've reached recovery back to the position we're in now, where we've hit 1,000 subs. And 1,000 subs is usually a pretty good milestone to hit, because now it means YouTube tends to push the content a little bit more and a little bit harder in their algorithm, which means hopefully it will start to automatically reach more people and more viewers, and hopefully attract more subscribers. But also it's important today that as I sit down to record this video, we have got precision farming installed, ladies and gentlemen. After the massive drama this week that this mod caused in the farming simulator world and community, with it basically breaking the whole game for PC players, yeah, we are going to be doing a little bit of precision farming. What I'm going to do to begin with is purchase all the soil data for my fields. Make sure I've got all of that. Now, I've added this obviously into an existing save, and that's a bit risky for a couple of reasons, really. I noticed when I added it to the server, my multiplayer server, Precision Farming, it basically acts as if you have never ever... Yeah, it's done it here as well. It basically acts like you've never ever done any fertilizing or anything of your fields, which is a little bit risky to do on a save in progress, because, like I say, we are... Also, my menu's a bit messed up. I've got lease farmland now at the top screen. I've got precision farming as the second menu down. Field count. I've got to go down to the 4th option in the game menu now to find my fields. So it looks as though to me I've got oilseed radish over on field 9. Something apparently I've been told, and it appears, is that oilseed radish no longer does anything in regards to putting fertilizer on a field. So the whole oilseed radish process that I've been doing currently in the game seems to be a complete waste of time now going forward, because apparently oilseed radish doesn't give you any nitrogen boost to your fields, doesn't add any fertilizer. It's literally just something you can seed and do just to seed and do and keep yourself busy if you're in the quiet part of the year. Same applies to grapes and olives from my experience of the game yesterday as well, when I was playing on my server. You can't seem to fertilise grapes and olives currently if you've got precision farming installed. And I'm wondering if that might be a bug in precision farming, something that giants need to fix. But yeah, it wouldn't let me fertilise grapes and olives in the game either. Right, we're going to grab the sprayer. We are. First job of the day, we're going to go around and do some spraying. Now, I don't have to worry about crop sensors or any of that, because the sprayers have them built in. On some of my tractors, I'm going to have to take them to the workshop. And I'm going to have to get them re-equipped with some crop sensors, either passive, probably passive sensors, for the tractors that allow passive sensors, because I don't do much farming in the dark and at night, so that's not going to be a problem for me. For some of the tractors, though, that don't have the configuration option for the big sensors, the passive sensors, we'll have to buy the front-mounted, like, fold-out jobby sensors. Right, so here we go, ladies and gents. Hit that tree already. So yeah, I haven't had much chance to play a lot of Farm Sim this week. Literally Friday, yesterday, was the first day of the week where I played Farm Sim. Because of precision farming breaking the game so badly on Tuesday when it released, and patch 1.4 breaking the game so badly on PC, I couldn't play the game at all. Even if I wanted to, I just had to leave it and wait for Giants to release their hotfix. I wasn't going to start the game up and run into loads of issues that other people have had with key bindings disappearing and resetting and things like that. So I just left the game alone for, you know, a couple of days. And then Thursday night was the first time I fired the game up, and I just curiosity went to see if the server was running, if more than anything, because of the issues I've been having with Nitrado on my server. And the server was running, and I logged in, and it was all fine, all working perfectly. Mr. Helgi came along, tried to log in. He couldn't log into the server. His game was getting stuck and breaking at 60% load. And we could not work out why that was the case. Could not work that out. Because he's using the exact same mods as me, obviously, on the server. The mods he downloads directly from me, not from anywhere else. So yeah, it was a bit strange that he couldn't get on the server. In the end, I had to take some mods off of the server to enable him to be able to log in, which made no sense because I was able to log in and play fine with those mods installed. We eventually tracked it down to being the parked vehicle mod that was causing him the issue, which I'm using here in single player perfectly fine and can load the games no problem, and it's working perfectly fine. For some reason, the mod does not work for Mr. Helgi. If he tries to load games with that mod installed, he can't load games, so that's weird. Start chopping down trees in a minute if this thing doesn't stop grabbing my sprayer. But yeah, it was a bit of a weird experience this week with Farm Sim as a whole. On a slightly different subject, on some slightly better news, I got a letter in the post yesterday from Giants, and they've sent me a little partner card. I mean, I've already got the big plaque thing, the Giants partner plaque, but now they've sent me this fancy little card that I can put in my wallet or whatever and show off to people that I'm a Giants partner. So yeah, that was something new from Giants. To get that letter yesterday in the post. In fact, I opened the letter on my stream yesterday that I was doing. Because I was like, mail from Giants? Yeah, I got this little community card. There's a couple of other people received it. I've seen a few people on Facebook posting pictures of their card. I've not took pictures of it to post online. I'm not that sad of a person. But, yeah. Nice. I mean... sure, if they really wanted to thank me for all the, what was it saying in the letter? For your passion and dedication and your integral part of the community. As a token of appreciation, we present to you this shiny and unique Giants partner card. Use it to display your affiliation and dedication to this wonderful community and show it to your friends and followers. Thank you for all that you do for Farming Simulator and its community. The success in part is due to your inspiring commitment, which is not taken for granted. Sincerely, the Giant Software team. Would have been nice to have got a check. It would be nice to have got paid, Giants, for all the amazing work and contribution I do to the community. You know, I probably do more at the moment for the community than the community coordinators. No, just joking. In case any of them are watching. I probably communicate a lot more with the community than they do. I should be quiet now before I upset anybody and get told off. But yeah, we've had some it's been a weird week for Farm Sim. Obviously, there's been some decisions made by Giants that have not gone well with people and players. Limiting pallets is the big drama and the big cause of debate at the moment amongst players of the game. The Giants have put in a pallet limit to the game now, where if you're on any console, you can only have 50 pallets on your map at any one time. And if you're on PC, for some weird reason, you've been limited to only having 100 pallets on your map at any one time. Very bizarre. Which of course causes a lot of problems for people with productions and animal pens and stuff that are producing products on pallets, and certainly on multiplayer servers where people are playing with multiple farms, where multiple farms have got multiple productions and stuff. That's causing some issues, because obviously in multiplayer maps where you've got separate farms producing pallets and stuff, and having their own productions, some people are already using that to be a little bit unscrupulous in the fact that they're deliberately leaving pallets, their production pallets, stood on the map to block other players' productions from being able to produce anything. I mean, that does sound rather awful that people would do that kind of thing in a farm simulator game to screw over other players. I thought as a community we were slightly better than that. You know, we didn't fall into that same trap that you know, players of other games, other genres get into when they're playing online, griefing and trolling people. I thought, you know, the Farm Sim multiplayer community was kind of free of that. But yeah, apparently with this pallet update, people are using it to grief and troll other players if they're playing with separate farms. Obviously, if everybody's all working for the same farm, it doesn't make any difference there. You're not affecting anybody else because you're all working together for the same goal, or towards the same goal. But yeah, I'm having to put a lot of fertilizer on these fields with precision farming. The first, especially like I say, save game in progress, I'm having to put a lot of fertilizer on the fields because the game basically thinks you've never fertilized before. Everything we've done so far in the series, the game's just like completely ignoring that. So once, obviously, these fields that have been harvested, we will need to, that are currently growing, once they've been harvested next year, we will have to make sure we go through and do all the lime spreading and everything from the offset to get them to the level that they should be at. You know, make sure that they're all perfect again, so as not to negatively impact our wonderful yields. But yeah, it has been a bit weird, this precision farming launch. It has caused some issues, and like I say, it has caused some confusion with players over certain things, like oilseed radish and grapes and olives not needing or not allowing fertilizer. So we have to wait and see what happens on that front, and whether there'll be an update for that. I mean, the good thing about precision farming is, with it being a standalone separate mod, Giant should be able to update that fairly quick without messing up the rest of the game, because they're not touching the rest of the game. I would hope. Ah, 64. I've used way more fertilizer now. But I do like the fact that the mini-map now shows me where I am fertilizing. So I haven't got to keep going into the menu, main menu, and looking at the map screen. I don't know why that isn't a thing in the base game. The dynamic mini-map. Don't know why that's not a feature in vanilla farm sim when you're working a field, that you see the field change colour as you're working it in the mini-map in the bottom right left-hand corner of the screen. But yeah, I'm going to spend a lot of money today then, it seems, on fertiliser. Getting fields fertilised again following the installation of precision farming. Another thing, obviously, to consider thus far is that for the fields that are already seeded, like this one, that are growing, I could potentially have the wrong amount, the wrong seed, for lack of better term, on the field. Because it was seeded before precision farming was installed, and therefore we've not seeded the field in regards to the soil type that is available. You know, the soil type that's on the field. we've not done any seed rate adjustment, because you now get variable seeding rates with precision farming installed. So on poorer quality soil, you can actually turn up and increase your seed rate, effectively put more seed in the ground, hoping that, you know, more will grow, make up for the fact you're going to get more lower quality crop, if you like, because the crop's not going to grow all that great in the bad soil. You put more seed into that soil to try and get more of a lower quality crop, and then obviously in the soil that's really, really good and produces a very good value crop, you actually put less seed, because that crop is going to you know, come out at much higher quality anyway, so you can save money by seeding less. It all comes into this lovely environmental score business now that we've got to worry about, and obviously the penalty that comes with failing to reach a high enough environmental score when we come to harvest all our crops and stuff. And I'm going to have to go back to the farm in a minute and get some more fertilizer, because I'm about to run out. Yikes. Like I say, from the bit of testing I managed to do yesterday afternoon on my multiplayer server, when I spent about 5 to 6 hours yesterday streaming on the server with the precision farming installed and activated, I noticed straight away we use a lot more. Your fertilizer rate goes down a heck of a lot faster now than it did in the base game. Yeah, you're having to refill your tools more frequently. Also, when seeding, using a heck of a lot more seed now as well. When doing fields. So, because again, the seed rate is being adjusted and the amount of seed being applied isn't static anymore. It isn't a standard X litres of seed per metre like it is in the vanilla game. The seed is actually, the seed per metre or whatever is being adjusted as you go, based on what soil type you have. So if you've got a lot of bad soil, now for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, if you're new to farm sim and new to precision farming, the three soil types in the game, you've got loamy sand, which is yellow, you've got sandy loam, which is green, you've got loam, which is grey, and you've got silty clay, which is black. Now the absolute best, most fertile soil type is the loamy sand, and then it's closely followed by the sandy loam, which is the green. Then you've got kind of like a neutral, doesn't really give you any kind of bonuses to your crop, loam, which is the grey. And then lastly, the black soil type, the silty clay, which as you can see down on field 20, we have an awful lot of. That is the worst soil type. That is the absolute poorest, baddest soil type. That is going to have a massive impact on your ability to get your crops. Okay, to get good crops. Now again, we've got quite a lot of it here on field 3, a little bit of it on field 9, got a great big patch of it on field 2 as well. Ooh. It's going to impact us. It's going to have a massive impact. That is, that crappy soil is going to cause us a lot of issues. Now, I know one of the things that happened yesterday on late Friday evening, Mr. Stevie of Farm Sim Mods fame released his map 1.8 update for the Elm Creek edit map, and he's added soil, custom soil map to that map, so it's all precision farming ready, and perfect for precision farming and stuff and things. However, I've not had a chance to really look at it closely, but I know in FS19 on Stevie's maps, when he did his custom soil types, he only tended to do his maps with the loamy sand or loam, the yellow and green. He didn't bother putting any of the crap soil, so he made his maps a bit easier to play for people by not having the crap soil. And I don't know whether he's done that in the 1.8 update, because I've not had a chance to look all that closely at it yet. I literally downloaded it yesterday, did a bit of testing for him last night, and I've not really had a chance to, like I say, really dive too deeply into it as far as the whole soil samples and stuff like that. In actual fact, when I loaded it up yesterday and was doing my testing of the map, I hadn't got precision farming installed, so I couldn't report on whether or not there was any differences there in the mechanic. I'm going to fertilise this field now with a little bit of fertiliser, just because it's not got a crop on it, so I can get some stuff sprayed on it. You can see where I've been putting my custom edges on this field. I rounded off some of the corners. I've not done it as severely on this field as I have done on others, but I have done some custom fielding work. One thing I should be able to do today, well, got the new camera zoom extension mod installed, so I can zoom out way further on my map or on my maps as I'm traveling round. So when doing certain tasks, I can really get like a drone style camera angle. There's been a whole bunch of mods I've had to update this week, actually, because of patch 1.4. There's been quite a few of the mods that I've had installed literally like right from when the game first came out that have been updated. A lot of the script mods, and again, a lot of script mods for simple things. You know, things that you wouldn't think about, like the reducing of maintenance costs and repainting costs and things like that. That mod's had to be updated because for some reason patch 1.4 broke it. The sugar beet and potato ready mod, which allows all the sugar beet harvesters and all the potato harvesters to do both types of root crop. So there's no actual sugar beet harvesters, no potato harvesters now in the game, because they all do both. So you can pick and choose which machines you want to use to do your potato and sugar beet harvesting based on that. So yeah, a few mods like that have been updated. The steering axles mod has been updated again, make it compatible with patch 1.41, the hotfix patch. And there's a couple of other mods that have had updates. Coursplay's had an update, but I think that was having an update anyway. It didn't really have an update because of the patch. I think Courseplay updated because Courseplay just updates every few days as the developers adjust things, fix things, add new things. One of the biggest shames for me yesterday, when when we was doing the whole, when we was troubleshooting on Thursday night to try and help Mr. Helgi figure out why he couldn't load into the multiplayer server, and we was deactivating different mods and things to try and figure out which mod it was that was stopping him from loading the game, or loading his game. We ended up turning auto drive off on the server. Even though there's nothing wrong with auto drive works perfectly. We turned auto drive off for a brief moment, try it and see if Mr. Helgi could join the server, and it wasn't auto drive that was the problem, so turned auto drive back on. However, because we turned it off for a brief moment, when we turned it back on and loaded into game, when we go into our auto drive menu, there are no points. It's lost all our sell points, driving points, field points, etc. And even when you go to the main road on the map, and go to and press the and go into the edit mode, it hasn't even loaded the basic road network. You know, the AI network that the AI uses for driving, you know, on the Elm Creek map. So I'm like, and there's no way to force reload it, to rescan it and re-import that on a multiplayer server. So that's a bit of a weird one. So yeah, a bit disappointed now because can't use auto drive on the Elm Creek multiplayer map, because I'm not going to sit, because I spent a lot of time recording all the routes on the map, and recording all the markers for all the different sell points and unloading points and everything like that. And I'm not going to be doing it again because, again, due to the issues I've been having in the last 2 weeks or so with Nitrado not being very reliable as a server company, I've decided that when the current rental period is over on the server, I think we've got just over a month left. I think we've got about 32, 33 days or something like that still to run on our current rental period. I'm going to be moving the server to a different company, and when I do that, I'm going to be starting a new map and a new save on the multiplayer server. I'm going to be moving to something new, something a bit different. It could be a case of, it might be that we end up playing on the updated version of this map on multiplayer, or on Calmsden here, as a bit of a change from the American maps that we normally play in multiplayer. I've already seen that the new version of the Calmsden map is in testing with Giants, which means it should possibly release very soon, and the update for that should be out fairly soon. It goes through testing and all passes okay. So yeah, I could possibly be putting Calmsden, the new Calmsden map, on my multiplayer server. That would be a bit interesting. I was thinking about the Estancia map that came out a while back, but I'm also thinking to myself, I wouldn't mind playing that in single player and having that as a future Let's Play series. So I'm kind of reluctantly holding back on putting that on server, because I kind of want to play it in single player, especially as there's a bunch of mods that I would like to try out on that map. Some of the rear mods, the realistic dynamic dirt, realistic physics and stuff like that. What else have we got planted at the minute on this map? Field 20. We might have to go and spray field 20 as well then. I need to go and pick the stones up off of field 23. Need to do that. I might go do that now. I might just have a little bit of a break from the spraying. Might put the seeder back in the shed. Or the planter, whatever this is. I think it's a combi. Camera's still fixed in the Lambo. That's nice. Patch 1.4 hasn't broke my tractor anymore then. But yeah, quite weird that I had that issue as well last time out, whereby this planter was not working very well with the Lambo, and I had to go and get the drawbar. Had to go get that drawbar mod to fix it because I couldn't lower. And what I've just noticed is every time you reload the game, that hitch is moved. It goes up to the highest position. Now, when you've got the drawbar attached, you do just have to pay a little bit attention to when you are attaching it. Because if you reverse too far with some tools, it can actually connect to the hitch on the back of the tractor, the regular hitch, and it skips the drawbar. And then you wonder why it's not working. That's something I have noticed from using the drawbar mod. Don't just go slamming up to your tool that you want to attach at 1,000,000 miles an hour, because it might actually still attach to the tractor rather than the actual point on the drawbar. And also, for people who sometimes wonder, they're like, oh, I've connected a trailer to the drawbar, but the trailer seems to be offset. If you hit the fold button, you notice the drawbar shifts. So depending on what type of connector you have got on your piece of equipment, or your trailer or whatever, it might connect to one or the other. So obviously, if you've connected to a piece of equipment and you notice it's sitting off to the side, you just need to unfold it. Because like now, for example, if I'm driving this, the stone picker is offset because it's to the left. But again, you just fold the drawbar or unfold the drawbar and you will straighten that right up. Again, it's more that's something that is more noticeable from playing on the multiplayer server, because every time the server restarts, all the equipment goes back to its default state, so the drawbar always moves back to its default position, which means that trailers end up, like I say, you suddenly find you log in and you're driving down the road and you think, hang on a minute, this trailer's offset. What's going on? But yes, it's going to be fun now with this map, playing with oh look at drawbar. Drawbar makes the makes the stone collector drive at the tractor's speed. So we'll use cruise control, ladies and gentlemen. We'll limit ourselves to a nice steady 18 kilometers an hour. It's the one disadvantage of using the drawbar. It gives you the dodgy, it breaks the speed limits of some tools and equipment and allows you to do speed farming. Similar to a mod that came out, I think it was yesterday on the Mod Hub actually, that allows you to manually set the height of the cutters, the headers on combines. And already DJ Goham's done a video that shows you how if you set the header at a certain height, your combine can harvest the field at whatever maximum speed the combine can drive at. If it's, you know, if it's 40 miles an hour for the combine on the road, it can harvest at 40 miles an hour. Oh, I just think that is, I can yeah, it's fun to do once in a while. Hey, look at me harvesting at 40 mile an hour. But when you're doing it all the time, it just kind of defeats the purpose of the game, really. It does take away a lot of the realism. I know DJ Goham doesn't play the game to be realistic or scientific or accurate in any way, shape or form. He just plays the game to be an idiot. But that's his thing. That's his gimmick. That's the way he puts himself out on YouTube. If you like watching idiots, someone pretending to be an idiot, then yeah, that works. You know, he obviously does very well for himself. He's got a big audience, big viewership, a lot of subscribers, way more than me, that like his gimmick. Fair play to him. He's found something that works in this whole crazy content creation thing. He's found something that makes him a bit different. It's Arsenal versus Man United, ladies and gents. I forgot the football was on today. Might have to go and watch that. I might put that on actually. Might grab my iPad in a second and put the football on whilst I'm watching, whilst I'm doing this lovely stone collecting and picking here on the map. So, ladies and gents, precision farming's installed. We will be taking it, obviously exploring it more in depth and getting really into the nitty-gritty of it as we go forward. But this is just a quick video, just for me really today. Today's video is all about, has patch 1.4 messed up my series? Can I load my Calmsden save and carry on without having to delete loads of mods and risk breaking the save completely, because I'm removing stuff that's been installed right from the very beginning and is hard-coded into the save now. Good thing is, I can load my saves perfectly fine. I can start recording next week and carry on recording. Obviously, I'll be starting a new Let's Play series recording next week on the Huron County map, which I'm looking for, which is going to replace the Hout Baileron series, which has sadly been retired at the moment, which is a shame, because I think Hout Baileron would have been quite fun to play on with precision farming installed. I think it would have been quite cool to have seen precision farming on Hout Baileron, but nevertheless, we're going to be playing with it here on Calmsden. So, yeah, looking forward to the rest of the series. So, ladies and gents, be kind to me. Give me that thumbs up on the video while you're here. Subscribe to the channel if you're not doing so already. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, come and join the 1,000 people that are subscribed to the channel. Come and join this wonderful community of players and viewers and people. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below, and of course share the video with everyone you can, everywhere you can. I'll see you all in the next video, ladies and gents. Goodbye for now.